Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Nemo, and on today's video I want to talk about an extremely important piece of your wealth building arsenal, and that is dividend investing. If you don't know what dividends are, we're going to get into it today because you absolutely need this if you want a life of financial freedom. And this is something that everyone needs to get into. It doesn't matter if you're young, if you're old, if you're in between. It doesn't matter. You can start dividend investing immediately to build a life of financial freedom, and actually the sooner the better. So let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome to Market Maker TV, where we help entrepreneurs and investors become the best version of themselves. It's your boy Nemo, and on today's video, I want to talk to you about dividend investing. So I have another video where I talk about classifying your money correctly, and dividends were under the passive income column. Now, passive income, it's income that you don't have to work for. You do one thing, you make one investment, you launch one thing or whatever, and that money comes in on autopilot. And the thing about passive income that a lot of people don't understand is, like, yes, you want automatic income, but the goal is to replace your expenses. That's really like the whole goal of passive income. And then after you take care of your expenses, then whatever passive income you make from there, it just becomes a lifestyle expense. So imagine if your expenses per month, you've got rent, you've got a car note, you've got you've got all these different bills. Okay, utility bill, electric bill, you got your grocery bill, you got all these bills each month. Okay, and let's say that they total up to about $4,000, $5,000 per month. Okay, I don't know. That's roughly what my expenses are. So $4,000 or $5,000 per month, with all your bills, with all your expenses, so on and so forth, right? So you need, in passive income that is on complete autopilot, you don't have to do anything for it. You need at least $60,000 per year in passive income just to afford your lifestyle. Okay. Now, if you do the numbers right, that's roughly about, like, with dividends, that's roughly like $800,000 with a roughly 7% yield. So that's what I want to get into as well in this video, is like all the ins and outs of dividends and how you can understand this whole passive income stream, how it all really works. But I want to get into the passive income stuff first because, I think that passive income is really misunderstood. Like, it's automatic money. No, like, the whole goal of it is just to replace your expenses. It's not to, because, like, you have your active income column. If you haven't watched my classifying your income video, then you need to go ahead and watch it and then come back to this video, because, like, you have your active income and then you have your passive income. Passive income takes time to build, if you're doing it correctly. And then you have your active income. And, like, the more that you can add to your passive income column and take care of your life expenses, the less you have to worry. And then the more you can find things that you love to fill your active column with. So today I'm going to hop onto my handy dandy laptop here, and we're gonna go into all the ins and outs of dividend investing, and how you can get into dividend investing easily, because there are tons of ways to collect dividends, but today I'm gonna only talk about one way, and that is through finding the best dividends that you can just throw some money into, you can trust and have confidence into, and they're called the Dividend Aristocrats. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to hop onto my computer right now, and let's go over dividends. I want to go more in detail now on dividends and how they work. And how you can start building, your wealth column through them, and how it's so simple to just invest some money and then just have it grow. That's a beautiful thing about investing, is it's okay, there's two things. One, investing, it's slow. Okay, so if you're just making a small investment every single month, that's totally fine. Like, it's going to slowly build up for you, and it's going to start taking care of those daily life expenses. And then the second thing about investing with dividends, it's very easy. Okay, like, yes, you can always take it a step further, just like with anything. But this part of the process, what I'm going to be showing you today, is the intro guide to like getting set up with dividend investing. And I'm not going to give you the fluff and all that. I just want to give you the actionable stuff so that if you wanted to, you can invest into something today. Okay. So what is a dividend aristocrat? All right. And then how do dividends like make you money? Well, dividends, like I was saying before, you invest into a company. Okay. You invest into a company, and basically you invest into the shares of a company. You're going to buy shares of a company, and they're going to give you a quarterly or monthly payment. Okay, basically off of all the revenues that the company is making, because you're investing into that company, they're going to give you a portion of their revenues. Okay, now this is really cool because dividends, it becomes like a cash flowing machine, because you're not only investing into the company hoping that the stock value goes up. So like if the value of the stock is at 100, you buy 10 shares, you're hoping that the value goes up to 150. Okay, you're hoping it goes up to 200 over the next few years. So you're gonna make money from you making the investment that way. Okay, on the stock side, and then also just from you holding on to that stock and you believing in that company for the long period of time, that company is going to reward you and say, hey, you believe in us for the long term. We're going to give you a payment based on or off of our revenues every single month or every single quarter. Okay, now the easy way to pick good companies is by using the Dividend Aristocrats. Now, the Dividend Aristocrats is going to be companies that have at least 25 years of consecutive dividend increases. All right, so that means they're the cream of the crop, the best of the best companies that you can pick. All right, so if I pull up Wikipedia here, you can pull up all the Dividend Aristocrats, and they have all of the companies. There are 71 Dividend Aristocrats as of December 2020, and you can go through each one of these companies and see if they're a good fit for you. All right, like if you know any bit, like I'm not going to get into analyzing today, but especially if you had like one of my trainings and you actually learn how to be a day trader and you understand charts and all that stuff, it becomes even simpler. But even if you don't know these things, you can trust that these companies are going to be good investments. I mean, they've shown that over 25 years, they have paid out to their investors consistently, and they have been increasing their dividend for at least 25 years. So that dividend has gone up every single year that they've been paying to their investors. All right. Now, if I were to pull one of these up, one of my favorites is AT&T. Everybody knows what AT&T is. If I were to pull one of these up, I have them up on the chart. And if you don't have a chart analyzing software, I recommend TradingView. It's a really good chart analyzing software, and they have everything that you could think of. There's stocks, indices, cryptos, currencies, forex. It doesn't matter. So it's a really good platform. But if you wanted to just check the pricing, or if you actually know your way around a chart, then you can check the price of the stock. As you can see, the stock price is at $28.76. Okay, so that's not bad. Like, for $28.76, you can start investing. That's what most people spend per day on food. Okay, and I'm not saying that food isn't important, but imagine like if you were to take that same amount that you're spending on Chipotle every week and you dumped it into stock, that your family, that for one, it's going to pay you while you're alive, you know, and I'm going to show you how it's going to consistently grow. Even if you're just buying one stock at a time, it's going to consistently grow and start to make you more and more and more and more passive income. But after you're gone, you can pass it down to your family, and it's going to still continue to grow as long as that company is around. Okay, and then if you have a bunch of dividend stocks that you've invested into, it doesn't matter. Like if one of these companies tanks, God forbid, in the future, even though they've shown massive track records, like if one of these companies tanks or they get acquired by somebody else, then you're diversified. That's where diversification comes in. You have a bunch of these dividend investing stocks, and your legacy lives on no matter what. Okay, so you could use TradingView to check the price really quick, and then you could go into one of these stocks. Now, if you want to check the background on these companies, I suggest going to Nasdaq, and then you could type in the symbol. So I typed in T here, and then it's going to take you to this page where you can see a little bit more details. And on the left-hand side, it's going to have dividend history. All right, so if you go into the dividend history, the thing that you're looking for is the yield. All right, this is what I look for the most, is the dividend yield. Now, yield, I'm in agriculture as well, so we use the word yield all the time, and you use it in investing all the time too. Your yield is your harvest, essentially. It's your profit. It's your increase. Okay, so to understand the yield simply, for every if this yield is 7.23%, let's just go ahead and say 7%. If you put $1,000 into AT&T, then you're going to have a $7, okay? Don't lose me here. You're going to get $7 per year for every $1,000 that you put into that stock, okay? Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, okay? However, your money is parked. You have not lost that money. If you put $1,000 into AT&T right now, you have invested $1,000. You have not lost $1,000. You have invested $1,000. Okay, so that $1,000 has not gone anywhere. Imagine it. I like to envision it as like it's parked in this. It's stuck in the walls. Okay, you've put $1,000 in the walls, and it's slowly building you 7% every single year. Okay. And that's okay, because the value of that price of that stock is going to go up. Right now it's at $28, but if we look at the history of this stock, in the past, it's been as high as $40. Okay, actually higher than that. It's been as high as $43. Okay, so imagine if you were to get in at $28 right now, roughly $29, and then you wait years. You're growing at 7%. You're going to be getting 7% every single year from this company that they pay you in passive income. Plus, the value of your $1,000 is going to go up. So imagine if they go from $28, or let's just say roughly $30, just for basic math. From $30 to $60, they double on your investment. You get 100% return. Your $1,000 is now $2,000 if, God forbid, in the event that you ever had an emergency and you needed that money. You now have $2,000 plus that you're getting 7% on that $2,000. Okay? Now, here's where it becomes fun. I recommend, as a broker, if you don't know what a broker is, your broker is where it's basically your investment account or your checking account for investing. Okay, so I recommend that you use your broker account more as your checking account instead of your checking account as your checking account. Your checking account should only be for your expenses. Okay, so like if you've got expenses of that $4,000 or $5,000 a month, your checking account should only have that $4,000 or $5,000 a month, because you're not making any money on it. Okay, you're not making any money on that investment, so you might as well put it into money or into investments that's going to make you money. Okay, so I recommend TDAmertrade especially if you're in America. And TDAmertrade, it's free to set up. But what they have, if you go to my account, they have a tab called Dividend Reinvestment. Okay, now this is where it gets really, really interesting, because you can set up an automatic reinvestment plan. All right, so remember, AT&T is going to give you 7% on your $1,000. So every $1,000 that you put into AT&T, they're going to give you 7% per year. Okay, when they give you that 7%, I think it comes every quarter. Okay, when they give you that money, you can opt to automatically reinvest. Okay, it's called a DRIP campaign, or drip plan, the dividend reinvestment plan. That money, that 7%, goes automatically back into the stock. Okay, it's going to go automatically back into the stock. So instead of you taking that payment, you automatically put it back into the stock to buy more stocks. Okay, so it's going to buy more of AT&T with that money that you just received from them. Okay, so now you have like this automatic plan that's growing your income, and then all you have to do is just buy the Dividend Aristocrats. Buy as many as you can, buy them at low prices. You know, if you ever hear about a crash, or you're looking on TradingView and you're seeing that one of these stocks has gone low and you can afford it, buy as much as you can. Research it on Nasdaq to see what the yield is. Okay, see what you're going to get for every $1,000, and then you can set up an automatic drip campaign to reinvest those stocks as they give you a dividend every month or every quarter. Okay, now here's where it gets even more fun. Now you get to track your dividends, and you get to track your yield, because over time you're going to have different dividends that have different yields. So like if we type in Lowe's, okay, if I go here, type in Lowe's, and then we check out their dividends, okay, their yield is a lot lower than AT&T. It's extremely low. So there's going to be some math that's going to be needed here. And if I don't know about you, but I'm not that good at percentages and multiplication like that to know what my average is going to be. If I have $1,000 in AT&T and $1,000 in Lowe's, what is going to be my annual dividend with the combination of those two investments? Well, luckily we live in 2021 and there's tons of tools and stuff. There is an app called the Dividend Tracker. This is the exact one that I use. You can look it up on the App Store. I have an iPhone. I don't know if they have it on Android. You can check. Hopefully they do. But I'm sure if not, there's tons of dividend trackers. And basically, as you can see, it's really, really simple. So there's useful insights on your dividends where you can just type in, you set up your portfolio, you type in the stocks that you have purchased and how much you purchase of those stocks. Really simple user interface. And then it's going to tell you and calculate what your yield is for the year. Okay, so it's going to tell you what your yield is, based on how much you've invested. So I try to aim for a yield of anywhere from 7 to 10% because I like a little bit higher risk. You might not be a risky investor, so you might want your yield around like 4 or 5%. Who knows? It's going to be based on personal preference, but now you can actually track and you can make investments to meet your goals. And then it also has a tracker where, like a goal setting tracker, where you can set, hey, this is how much I want to have per year. So remember, if your expenses are that $4,000 or $5,000 per month, you could say, I want my goal to be $60,000 in per year in dividend income. So it's going to tell you exactly how much you need to invest, okay, at your yield, at your portfolio yield. And then it's going to show you how much money you're receiving monthly and daily based on your investments. And then the cool thing about it, you can visualize your monthly income because the reporting for all of these dividend aristocrats and dividend companies, they have to report when they're going to give out their dividends. Okay, so it's going to tell you which days and which months you have earned money. Okay, so like every single month, it's going to show you how much money you've earned based on that dividend income. Okay, and then from that dividend income, you can reinvest it with your TDAmertrade account or within your broker account. Most of them have the DRIP reinvestment plan, and if not, just reach out to them or just switch brokers and find a reinvestment plan where it's completely hands-free and all your stocks are going to be growing for you. If you like this video, make sure you smash that like button. That really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm and lets me know that you love this content. And then in the comment section, let me know any dividend investing stocks that you know of that we need to check out. Not as investment advice, but any good stocks that you've heard of, let us know in the comment section below. And then finally, make sure that you subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on my notifications so that you get all the videos and updates as soon as I drop videos every single week. And make sure you go to marketmakers.org for all of my content, all of my products, all of my trainings, and for the opportunity to trade with me every single week to get all my trades in a behind the scenes look of my portfolio. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next video.